Right, let's talk box office. So Lilo and Stitch duked it out with Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Which one's a hit? Which one's a bust? Well, let's dive into it and let's take a look. Lilo and Stitch was always going to do well. I said this prior to it coming out. Lilo and Stitch were massive back in the day. It was a gigantic property. It was always going to do well. In fact, not that I want them to keep remaking things. I was surprised Disney hadn't done it sooner. You know, a live action remake. But, hey, they did it now, and it did gangbusters. So as Deadline notes here, Disney's Lilo and Stitch has come in well ahead of pre-weekend projections with a massive $341.7 million global start. That is, of course, also factoring in the holiday Monday in the US. If you just count domestic, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the worldwide total is still $304.2 million. So, international box office, again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is $158.7 million. It's big. It's really quite big. It's not ginormous, but it is pretty good. It is pretty good. And it says this: with this weekend counted, the Walt Disney Studios global box office has crossed $2 billion, making it the first studio in 2025 to reach the milestone. Meanwhile, the other massive opener this weekend, Paramount Skydance's Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, flew to a franchise best domestically, internationally, and globally, which I was surprised about. Not that I think it's, not got hype. I just was surprised. The last one didn't do great numbers at the box office. So the offshore number from 64 markets is 127 million. So that's pretty bloody good. International market. Worldwide debut, $204 million for Mission Impossible. So, not great numbers at the domestic box office, actually. If it's got $127 million, offshore, and $204 million globally, that's not great for its domestic total. So, I don't know. They do say, though, with just the FSS domestic numbers, this is already a new record for the franchise's biggest worldwide launch. Sure, that's good. Anyway, they have a good breakdown. So, Lilo and Stitch from Dean Fleischer Camp scored the third highest Disney live-action global opening weekend ever. So that's, this is potentially them learning their lesson. I don't know. Internationally, 158.7 million, which it took. It's the best studio debut of the year and the fourth best for Disney live-action ever in like-for-like markets at today's rate. So, yeah, bloody good. They did really well. So the Bow is 139% ahead of The Little Mermaid, 70% above Mufasa the Lion King, 44% over Aladdin, 15% ahead of Jungle King, 9% below Super Mario Brothers. You know what's interesting that they didn't put there? Snow White. You'd have thought Deadline would have compared it to the previous live-action movie that came out. You'd have thought, but no. No. And it was number one in lots of markets. So France, Germany, Italy, Spain, UK, Australia, China, Brazil, Mexico. Really, really good. You can't argue with this. It's good. Offshore start reps the highest opening weekend of 2025 to date in France, Italy, Spain, Brazil, and Mexico. Across Asia Pacific, Lilo and Stitch did 23.6 million for its opening weekend. So again, number one in Australia, China, New Zealand, Thailand. Interestingly, China had great social scores with 9.5 from TPP and a 9.2 at Maoan. I can't even pronounce that. So it didn't do... it was pretty good, to be honest. Korea loved Tom Cruise, basically. And Lilo and Stitch is not opened in Japan. So that's interesting. But pretty bloody good. So Mission Impossible, though. The global IMAX total, 31 million. So that's good for them because they take a lot of money from that. Tom Cruise Star has 3 weekends in the format of IMAX. So they're probably going to accrue a lot more. IMAX are up to 14.2% of global weekend total. So, yeah, good. 15.7 million offshore. Biggest IMAX international opening ever for Tom Cruise and the Mission franchise. In individual markets, Korea leads. Number 1, basically. 12.7 million. They took Japan. Apparently did not rely on previews to take number 1 spot. Estimated $11 million. So these are really, really good. These numbers are great. So in terms of Lilo and Stitch, Tom Cruise, not bad. Not bad at all. $341 million worldwide. Is it a hit? Not yet. Not yet. This will need to make significantly more money, but with the reviews as good as they are, with the total as high as it is, it will probably continue and end up making, yeah, like quite a lot of money. It is interesting. It says this: Lilo and Stitch consumer products generated an estimated $2.5 billion plus, according to sources, and was one of 11 evergreen franchises for the Walt Disney Company that surpassed $1 billion plus in retail sales in 2024. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, I think people have forgotten just how big Lilo and Stitch was. It was massive. Like, it was gigantic. And they're even doing fun stuff like this. Lilo and Stitch now ripped apart the New Avengers billboard. Like, these things are quite fun. This marketing stuff is quite fun. Now, I'm not going to say that they're learning. I don't think that they will. But it's not bad. It's not a bad start. Hopefully they'll learn their lesson. Again, they won't, but, you know, whatever. With respect to Mission Impossible, you know, 77 million, basically. It's not epic. It's not epic. The Mission Impossible film does need to earn a lot more money, but the difference with this one is it's probably going to be pre-sold to streamers, and so they'll make some money that way. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a good start for both films, and it's good for movie theatres, and I'm happy with that because, again, movie theatres, unfortunately, they're dying. So, you know, it's nice to see films resurrecting them with revenue a little bit. Leave your thoughts down below, though. Take care. Bye-bye now.